would like to call on Dr. Toga. Dr. Toga, you're next. Please, the floor is yours. Please, can we unmute her?
Yes, I can hear you. Good afternoon, everyone, and I hope you're having a great day. So just let me share my screen. Can you see my screen, please?
This is coming up.
Okay, so good afternoon again, and I'm really thankful to be here today. So let me introduce myself. I am Dr. Toga Khalid Mohammed, and I am a lecturer of pharmacotherapy and clinical pharmacy at the Faculty of Pharmacy from the University of Medical Sciences and Technology, Sudan. And I am very proud to present today as a member of ASFI, especially during such challenging times in my own home country. So today, under the session, The Voices from Sudan, I just want to take you into a very short story about how did the war in Sudan impact my life and how did ASFI act as a beacon of hope and resilience throughout the darkness. So the war, as previously stated, started on the 15th of April, 2023, and the war had very dire consequences. So some of these consequences were the mass displacement. So in my home country, about 11.1 million people are being displaced, whether internally and externally. And the health system is collapsing, diseases are continuing to emerge. And in regards to the education, the situation is very concerning. So more than 100 universities, they were either damaged or looted, and the educational activities in many institutions, they just came to a halt. And the number of deaths continue to increase on a daily basis due to direct warfare. So this picture represents just a small snapshot of the consequences that we're facing as a Sudanese nation. So speaking from a personal perspective, speaking about myself, some of the challenges that I did face due to this war was the immediate loss of access to my institution and to my resources. So as a lecturer and as a researcher, I suddenly found myself without an institution. And this has caused great disruption to my career, which meant that I could no longer, I can no longer continue in academia, I can no longer continue in research. And this was really devastating for me. Another major challenge that I have faced is the displacement. So due to the safety concerns, I had to be displaced to another country. I moved to another country, and instead of continuing my work in research, I found myself trying to adapt to the context of this new area, which was very difficult, and I'm still dealing with these consequences up to this point. Another challenge that I faced just before the war was the funding interruption. So I was lucky that just before the war, I secured a grant for conducting research in my mycetoma in Sudan. However, when the war erupted in Sudan, this grant, it was revoked. I could never receive my grant. And as a result of that, I could never continue my research. So these were some of the challenges that I have faced and continue to face. And I think that these challenges are just very common across the whole scientific community. Like you can find a very common pattern of challenges across the whole community. So let's move on to ASFI. And as I found myself directionless, as I found myself having no purpose, I have joined ASFI. And let me say that I have joined ASFI out of complete despair. I didn't know what to do, so I joined ASFI. And I am very happy and glad to say that I have joined ASFI because ASFI have gave me a direction and it have put me back on track, on my research track. So it have gave me the direction that I really need to continue my career. So the first thing ASFI have contributed to is the vision. I can say now that I do have a vision for improving and contributing to research in Africa because before ASFI, my whole thing related to research was conducting research so that I can polish my resume and so that I can move up the academic ladder. It was completely selfish. But now, and after joining the ASFI community and after being mentored by Professor Bright, I can say that I have got rid of this poor thinking. I do now think about the larger picture, improving the research and contributing to research for the whole continent and for the sake of the people. And I can say that my research now is based on quality and impact rather than quantity. And this represents the essence of what I am doing now for my research. Another thing that ASFI have really contributed to is refining my research skills. So throughout this year, I have just underwent a very intensive research training. So let me say that at the end of this year, I can say that I am really capable. I'm really confident in my skills as a researcher, and I think that I will be able to strive in any academic or research pursuit. And this is one of the best things that has happened to me with ASFI. And finally, the best thing were the fruitful collaborations. So until this point, I'm working with great people on great projects and up to this point. So this have been the best thing that has happened to me with ASFI. I'm really thankful. And just one point that I want to add is that with ASFI, I'm continuing to learn and to grow on a daily basis. Because just before 3 days, just before this conference, the word innovation was a very scary and uncomfortable word. I couldn't deal with that word. But today and at the end of this conference, I can say that I am here to embrace innovation and keeping an open mind when it comes to research. So I'm thankful for this. And moving forward, this was one of the main achievements that I have done with ASFI this year. My first achievement, and of course, it's not the last, where I conducted a research through which I was able to shed light on the experiences, the challenges, and the prospect of the displaced Sudanese scientists. So I'm thankful for that. And finally, in conclusion and looking forward for the future, I can confidently say that ASFI have given me the hope to rebuild my career and to contribute positively to Africa, to science, despite all the challenges that are keeping us abound. So I want to take my space to really send my gratitude for ASFI, Professor Bright, and everyone, all the directors and everyone in the ASFI community for their unwavering support for the whole scientific community. So thank you so much for the opportunity. Thank you.